This is Kyle again, and I do Kyle's Critiques. I'm sure you remember me if you watched this little show I got here before, my little reviews that I do. Sorry I haven't done one in a while. Last thing I did was the Oscars recap, and then I am getting married in less than 2 weeks, so we have been extremely busy doing that, the planning and yada yada yada. So I haven't been able to do a video, but enough of my problems. So on a serious note, I haven't been able to see do any reviews, but however, we just went out. Me and my fiance went out last night and saw The Great Gatsby, Baz Luhrmann's interpretation of The Great Gatsby. Um, I have a lot of things to say about this movie. This movie was not helped by the fact that I had one of the worst experiences of my life in a theater, if not the worst. Between the literally running, screaming children up the aisles and the mother of these said children literally talking loudly on her cell phone throughout the entire movie, and the people behind us having the woman explain to her boyfriend, who had obviously never read a book in his life, the entire freaking plot. So that was fun. Um, but no, on a serious note, guys, um, as many of you were probably, I assume, who saw this, were very excited when you heard about this. When I first heard about the cast, and when I actually first heard about Baz Luhrmann, before anything else was set in stone, I was very excited. I thought that it was going to be a great combo. I thought visually Baz Luhrmann could do a lot of different things. I've always liked his visual style for the most part. Um, where it started to go off, and the obviously the acting choices of Leonardo DiCaprio and Toby Maguire, I was very excited with. Um, where it started to go off the rails for me was when I heard first that Jay-Z was doing the soundtrack. Now, I know that some of you are going to respond to this and go, well, if you know Baz Luhrmann, you know that he mixes modern music with blah, 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 blah. That's what he does. Okay, well, first off, you're an idiot and you're wrong, because it's not exactly what he does. There's a big difference between taking modern music, like in Moulin Rouge, putting it behind an orchestra, and have it go to the story and the fact that he's a writer, so it's like he's writing these things that he's singing. Okay? So it goes with the movie. It flowed with it. It did not seem awkward. What seems awkward is when you're watching a movie based in 1922 and you literally have a car cruising down the highway and all the freaking black people in it, which this is what's happening. I'm not being racist because I know people are going to call me that. Literally are grinding to it and dancing to H to the Izzo, the anthem Jay-Z pops on. This was literally at this point in the movie, I just laughed because I was like, this could not get more ridiculous. I'm sorry, if you did not think at that point in the movie that's silly, come on, man. Let's be. If that was anything else, if you had never heard of Baz Luhrmann and you saw this movie, you cannot tell me you would not think this is an absurd movie. I think half of the reason this movie is popular is because people already know who this guy is, and they'd seen Moulin Rouge. If he was an amateur director that no one had ever heard of, I guarantee this movie gets destroyed by everyone, and everyone loathes it. In addition, let's go on to the fact that I think a lot of the reason this movie is becoming so popular with the audience is a lot of the people who are seeing this, I'm sorry, they may have say they have read the book. They read it in high school or before that. This is for most of these people 20 years before, if not less, maybe a little less. But these aren't people who are avid freaking Fitzgerald fans. It's just not happening because I'm marrying a ridiculously obsessed Fitzgerald fan, and she loathed the movie more than I did, which I don't know how that's possible. Because I will tell you that I literally felt this movie was the equivalent of Baz Luhrmann digging up F. Scott's freaking skeleton and punching it right in the face. This is how much of I thought that it was. I don't think it was intentionally disrespectful. I just think it came out that way. It came out like a complete farce. I thought that it was almost all flash and no substance. I mean, were there things about it that were visually beautiful? Yeah, but you know what? That's not everything, man. You know, you may meet a pretty girl, but if she doesn't have a freaking personality, after 2 weeks, you're going to be done with her. You know what I mean? Nobody marries the empty-headed girl forever. Maybe they do, but, you know, the freaking billionaires who marry their trophy wives, but they go out and have affairs. This is the point. That this movie had nothing. There was nothing there, man. Like, there was he used some pretty much standard tricks that he's used before. He did a lot of things in perspective and, you know, zooming, you know, angles, and yeah, all that looked cool. He did it before in a movie called Moulin Rouge, which, of course, if you're a Baz Luhrmann fan, you've seen. He did these same things before. This was nothing. This is not like he created some new thing that he's never done before. He used all things that he's done before and that he's known for. And the thing is there were some things that were so heavy-handed and ham-fisted that were just ridiculous. There's literally a point in this movie, and I don't want to spoil, but I gotta do this one. If you've seen this movie, there's literally a point in this movie where Nick sees Gatsby and Gatsby sees Nick for the first time. And literally, the music is like, dun, dun, dun. I'm not making that up. See the frickin' movie, and I literally could not stop laughing when I saw the movie, because I was like, it was not so, and it wasn't supposed to be funny. I guarantee it. I don't know why he did that. I'm literally like, did he just bring out the dun, dun, dun when Gatsby meets Nick? Like, I'm like, I don't know how this is happening in a motion picture, and we're supposed to be taking this seriously. Because this is not a comedy, guys. That's the one thing you have to realize. This is not a comedy. This was not supposed to be tongue-in-cheek comedy. This is serious work. Okay, this is known by many people, say this might be the best work in the 20th century. A lot of people say that, not just me. So the idea that this is what it ended up being, and I mean, like, the music was just off-putting and strange, dude. And am I saying, do I not like any of those songs in life sometimes? I'm not saying that. And this is not coming from a guy who doesn't like R&B and rap. So anyone who wants to challenge me with that one, you know, go take a boat ride. I don't know, maybe on the Titanic. Get the hell out of here. I don't care. That's not true at all. Anybody who knows me, knows I love R&B and rap. It's not the point. It did not make sense in 1922, and with the way it came about, it seemed strange and jarring. It took away the flow of the movie, and any promise this movie could have had, I thought, was blown away by the score. It was just absolutely terrible. Let me just say also, the performances were vacuous and empty except for one, and I'll get to that in a second. I told Em before this that Leonardo DiCaprio pretty much hasn't made a bad movie in a long time. Well, here you go, Leo. You whiffed on this one, because I've seen the Redford version, and I'm sorry, no matter what, if you think that this is a better performance, dude, get your eyes checked, man. Get your ears checked. Go see somebody. It's just, it wasn't. And Tobey Maguire was literally, I feel like Baz Luhrmann's directions to him was like, yeah, you know what you want to do? Act like shy Tobey Maguire, because that's all the character is. There was nothing there. He wasn't another person. He was being almost like the prototypical what people think Tobey Maguire is. That's what was really bad. Is that there was no character there. It was just be a goofy guy. So I don't get that. One good performance I would say before I'm closing is the guy who played Tom, can't remember his name, he was good. But guess what? Not even close to saving the movie, because everything else about it, just, I could not get on board with. I expected glitz and glamour and that stuff. It's a movie, it's a book of the 20s. You can't have just that, man. If you had just that in the book, it wouldn't be a good book. Alright, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you like it. If you want to leave any comments, I always check them. This is Kyle's Critiques. I'll get back to you next time. Take it easy, everybody.